So how long ago was the big fall?
Oh, that was, 2.5 weeks ago?
You've healed like Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, my face has practice. It was brought to my attention by my lady that apparently for the past 4 years straight, in the first quarter of the year, I get a shiner. Like 4 years ago, it was getting punched outside of the first mic I ever did in Milwaukee.
Okay.
That was fun. The next year was fucking that one dipshit that sucker punched me from behind. I won't even give him shine. Fuck that dude.
Fair enough.
And then last year it was after the Super Bowl, at the Super Bowl party at Brandon Kiefer's place.
What happened there?
I got real blacked out, and apparently I tried getting up from a chair and just kept going forward and went face first into a door frame.
Jesus Christ.
And I didn't remember it. I woke up on my couch because I live like a block away.
Yeah.
And I wake up in my clothes on the couch. Ariel, my fiance, she wakes me up looking at me with a giant shiner on my face. And then she demanded to know who I got in a fight with, because there were a couple of ops at that party, and I didn't find out until hours later when somebody finally got back to me like, "Yo, did I get lippy with somebody?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, man, you just fell out of a chair face first."
Are the funner stories the ones where fights happen or when you just fall? What do you prefer?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess in a perfect world, neither would happen.
That's
but
fair.
Yeah, I guess the fights, I guess those are more fun stories. I feel like, because I was there for more of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I fall down drunk, I remember everything but the fun part.
Yeah. So this most recent experience. Let's hope next year is a new year for you when it comes to this. But this most recent experience, you were outside Lincoln Lodge?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I got done with the show, and like I mentioned before, I have a fiance.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting married in about a month now. But I'm pretty sure that, look, even if the face doesn't completely clear up, we have a drag queen doing the makeup for the the bridal party. So, like, I'm covered. So, but yeah, but anyway, I've been trying to lose a few pounds to lead up to the wedding. So I thought, hey, here's a good way to cut calories. I'm going to cut off beer and switch just to hard stuff.
Yeah.
Hard liquor.
Yeah, with no chaser, so no soda.
Well, no. I get it with a splash and rocks and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm not going to make it like a fucking highball, but like I can sip. And so anyway, it had been going famously until it didn't.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I end up outside the Lincoln Lodge, good and liquored up. Went to light a cigarette and dropped the pack of cigarettes. So I'm like, oh, I better bend down and grab these cigarettes. I lose my balance, and I had a bum toe at the time. That's the thing I didn't mention. I had essentially sprained my big toe, so like that whole foot is out of commission. I'm like limping around and shit. And so when I bent forward, I tried to catch myself on the bad foot. And you know how James Brown always said, get on the good foot? There's a reason, because it's very bad to get on the bad foot. If you're on the bad foot, this happens.
So you try to get on the bad foot.
I got on the bad foot, and then my face got on the sidewalk.
God damn.
Yeah.
And no hands.
No hands, yeah, because I was already halfway down, and I was a little hammered, it turns out.
Yeah.
And as I go down, it just happened real quick.
Yeah, I saw the picture on Instagram with the blood and the cigarettes. Yeah. I
need to make that an album cover. I need to record an album now.
Would be a great punk rock album, or for
my kind of comedy.
If you had another comedy album, maybe that could
another.
Be you don't have any?
I don't have a first one.
Really?
Who's asking for it?
Your fans. I know there's Bob. I'm a fan of Bob.
Yeah, they're all close enough to just see me go up at the lodge. They don't need an hour of me yet.
When you posted that, I was like, oh, he got in another fight. That's what I immediately.
Dude, all right, look. It was a skinny dude at an open mic in Milwaukee. It was that fucking bloated Urkel-looking motherfucker. The second time I got hit. I don't beef with people who can hit that hard. Who could break my nose.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm at least, even when I'm drunk, I'm not completely,
There's some lines.
I'm not running up on a guy with cauliflower ear and no neck. That guy can talk all the shit he wants. But no, you're right. I'm not funny at all, bro. Like, God bless you. Can I give you $20 for one of your jokes, sir? Please. Thank you.
Man, dude. I thought it was that, and then I got the real story, and I was like, that also sounds about.
When I'm beefing with gravity.
Yeah. Have you ever, and this is not going to become an intervention, like people aren't going to come out of the bathroom, but
I've been in every inch of this apartment the second I got in.
Yeah. So. This isn't exactly a manor. Have you ever taken like a break from drinking?
Yeah. It was more or less as a game. No Fun February. Have you ever heard of this? This might have been just before, or no, I think anyway, it was just before the pandemic.
Oh, then I didn't know. We didn't know each other yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, a couple comics, Ed Towns, Radescu Hopkins, a bunch of other cats, had done this before, like 2018, maybe in 2019. Where it's a bunch of comics and it's like a sober October, but it's no fun February. Okay. And the rules were that after the Super Bowl, you then had to be sober it would be sober, and you were encouraged to be like, also, I'm going to cut out sugar or cut out this and blah, blah, blah. And sort of as a group hold each other halfway accountable. And the rules were there were 2 cheat days. You could have 2 cheat days. So one in 2020, February 2020, they got me to do this. And
February 2020. So that's right after the lockdown.
No, this is right before the lockdown.
Before the lockdown. Okay.
Right? Yeah, this is right before the lockdown. Like COVID was kind of a rumor at that point.
Okay.
And so I of course did it the most alcoholic way possible. I didn't take any of my cheat days so I could end it 2 days early.
It's a strategy. It's not. You didn't break the rules.
I white knuckled it hard.
Really?
Yeah, it was. And the thing, it wasn't like I was I was tweaking or anything. I was just like, this sucks. The thing was, you couldn't like become a hermit or something, like just like fucking stay in. So I'm still out at mics. At open mics, dead, stone sober. And I was not getting as many reserve spots as I do now. So I am sitting, and I must have smoked twice the cigarettes. I get AA people. Yeah. Like
cigarettes and coffee.
Chain smoking. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, man, if I drank more coffee, my heart would have popped.
Yeah.
But, this was during this time is when I met the fiance, Ariel.
Real during during
No Fun February.
Do you okay? Now this might be some serendipitous shit. Was No Fun February the reason why you guys got together? Like, had you been drunk, do you think it would have worked out?
Had I been drunk, maybe.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's not like she was unaware of who she was dealing with.
Fair.
Literally, I have it like in my voice notes. The set I did. At an open mic, the mic where we like first became acquainted, was me. Like I hadn't written anything. I was freaking out off the top of my head about how much I hated No Fun February, and I was 4 days in.
How was it? How was the set going?
Oh, I crushed. I murdered. I absolutely destroyed for like 4.5, 5 minutes just on my just my fucking freak out of dealing with doing Chicago comedy sober.
Yeah, it's open mics. I mean, open mics are just so
like. Here's the thing. It's not. I mean, it's better than other stuff. It kind of depends, but definitely not something I'd like to do without a drink in my hand.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's the I don't know what to do with myself other than listen to some of the fucking comics that are up there.
You don't smoke weed, do you?
I'm high right now.
Okay, perfect. The way you are with alcohol is how I am with weed.
Yeah.
It's like. Especially at open mics.
You know, well, the thing is, one of the bits that absolutely crushed was me saying how much I can't stand people who tell me, don't drink, man. Just smoke some weed, dude. because it doesn't do the same shit. Like yeah, alcohol works for me. You're West Coast.
Yeah.
Weed is your alcohol. I'm Midwestern.
It's
It's like both of us like booze. Fine. I'm sure you got tequila here.
I drink as well.
Yeah, but you don't drink though.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
And I don't smoke though.
Right.
Like when it comes to weed, like I'm sitting on the same like quarter ounce I got like I think around my birthday, like back in January. Like I'm just like I walk around with a little dugout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like a little like boomer hitter box.
Yeah.
And the wood piece. Like I'm a Vietnam vet or something. And so that's where I'm at smoking. I did more earlier in my life, but alcohol agrees with me better.
It's fair. And then speaking,
usually when I'm not eating a face full of sidewalk.
What would it take for you to quit?
Well, apparently not a fractured nose.
Okay.
I don't understand the question. Like,
you reject my question?
it's like this. You ever? We've had grandparents, right? And we are familiar with our grandparents' generation socially. Yeah. And if you were in a 20-plus year, good for the entire time marriage with anybody, and then one night you have a little squabble, and they don't even punch you in the face, but they're like, they get in your face, and then maybe they do like this, or like accidentally like headbutt you or something, and they bust your nose open. But the 20 years before that, and it's not like they went to headbutt you. They just got a little heated while they were talking, and there was the choreography was off. What do you, divorce them? No. Look, the nose heals, but fucking dating anybody else, fuck that. If I dump alcohol, who's my rebound? Heroin? Fentanyl? No. The devil, you know.
I want to see a reality show where you hang out at AA meetings and try to see who you can unconvert for.
I want to see a remake of The Odd Couple, but it's me and a character, an imagined character that is my alcoholism. Just like it's a like Fight Club, but it's just like. But it's drinking. Yeah.
His name's Jack.
Yeah, it's just my Tyler Durden is just fucking the guy from the Pogues. my Tyler Durden's Ernest Hemingway or something.
All right, we'll do it. Okay, I would say that I would argue for myself that I'm a drug addict.
I mean, there's lots of drugs.
There's lots of drugs.
There's lots of different drugs. Yeah.
I think weed's a drug. I don't subscribe to the bullshit that it's not.
I think fructose corn syrup's a drug. Yeah. Sugar's a drug. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is though, like,
salt is literally a chemical we put in our body to make things better.
The dopamine. It's anything that I need. Yeah. I'm addicted to, and so I've accepted that about myself. And you just like, do you actually feel like you're an alcoholic?
If so, I'm pretty functional. Yeah. I mean, well. To be fair, I've designed a life that requires very little actual function.
Of course.
But I have a job that I forget about the second I walk out of it, and then I tell dick jokes on stage.
You're happy, man.
Sure. Content? Yeah, content. Well, I'm as happy. I'm in the niche where I would be happy, or where I can be happy.
Oh, by the way, you can smoke in here if you want.
Cigarettes? Hell yeah.
I had a feeling you'd want to.
If my eyes started darting each way.
you seem cagey. And I'll just light an incense. You're good.
I've been in a car for 3 hours.
Yeah, let me get you something to ash in. This is a very unprofessional podcast of mine.
I didn't know there were professional ones.
I think the only professional ones are Joe Rogan's. Does Joe Rogan's count as professional?
Scientists. Scientists. Yeah. Do
you need a lighter? Or are you good?
Oh no, I got a lighter.
Okay. And I'll light this. I'm gonna ask a question so you can talk while I light this incense. And the question is, well, first off, we've established you met We're good to keep saying Ariel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You met Ariel in 2020 in February during No Fun February.
Yep.
You had a killer set. She was like, "Let me see your big white dick."
Well, they're all big compared to her. She's like this tall.
So, and now you're getting married in a month.
Yeah.
First off, congratulations.
Hey, pretty neat.
And how did you propose? That's the first question while I light the incense.
So we run a show every Friday at the Lincoln Lodge called Laughter Hours. So it's us two and then Hunter Hirsch and Kaylee Horton producing it. So as far as the spots go, we rotate between like who hosts, who does a feature, and which two aren't on the show. But like help run it. And so this week was one of my weeks off. And so this week was one of my weeks off. So we have slips of paper on the tables so that the audience can put down suggestions. And then we gather them up, and then at the end of the show, after all the comics do their set, they come back up and have to riff off of the audience suggestions that we collect and curate. Yeah. And so Ariel was hosting. We're coming to the end of the show. I grab one of the slips of paper and write, "Will you marry me?" And so as she's closing out the show, I was like, all right, that was the show. And mind you, I had told a bunch of people out in the lobby, I was like, hey, it's happening. So as the last riffing sets are happening, Ariel just starts noticing a bunch of people, a bunch of comics, friends of ours, whoever was there, started like packing the room. And she's like, all right, something's up. And especially because I had promised her that like that earlier spring that I popped the question by the time the Chicago Bears have their first game of the season. She was very mad when she found out preseason wasn't the real season. So what ends up happening is this was Friday. That Sunday was going to be the Bears' first game. So I really fucking milked it. She would get mad at me too. She was yelling at me like, "Why haven't you asked yet?" I'm like, because this is the only thing making you act right. This is the last time I'm going to have the balance of power in this fucking relationship. So fucking let me have this.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, she's on stage. She goes, all right, well, that was the show. Thank you guys for coming. And I come from the wings. I'm just like, wait a minute. Hey, actually, I found this suggestion on a table. Can I do like one riff really quick? She's like, okay. I'm like, can you read it? And she looks at it, and what I was gonna do was for her to read it out, "Will you marry me?" And then I was gonna say, well, since you asked, and then get out on one knee. She just starts crying.
Wait, the audience doesn't know what
the audience has no idea.
Okay.
Well, I mean, everybody, the audience, like the 13 people that were at the show.
Yeah.
But the other 30 people that walked in, yeah, they knew what was up. And so she just starts crying. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So there goes that punchline. So I just get down on one knee. Everybody starts cheering. And then I grab the mic. I'm like, hey, shut up. She could still say no. And which got the laugh I was thirsting for.
That was the most important part, man. The laugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But she kiss, real cute video on Instagram. You know.
Did so there was video of it. There's proof that this happened. There were lots of people with their phones out, but we had one set up for the show. Yeah. So and then how long ago was that?
That was September, like early September, the 8th.
Okay, so you guys are moving quick in terms of wanting the wedding to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
fuck it. Yeah, why not? Why not?
It's not like I'm going to have more money to throw at it next year.
That's fair. And the next important question. Whenever I have her on again, I'll ask her the same thing. But from your perspective, why does she put up with you?
Your boy can cook. The kid cooks. All right? This time when I fucking went face first into the sidewalk, guess who was there at 2:30 in the morning to drive my ass to the hospital?
Who?
Aria.
Oh.
Girl don't drink. She had left like 2 hours before that. And she wound up coming out, me gushing blood. And the entire time as we're going back, as she's like, we're going to the hospital. I'm like, why? Yeah. So, she's like, I'm taking you to the hospital. I'm like, why? I'm hammered drunk and pouring blood from my face. And she's like, she was not pleased. I'll spare you my bit in my act about this, but it's not like I was real like chill and quiet at the the hospital. I kept calling it my spa day. Yeah. It was a whole thing. So by the end of the whole situation, my car got towed. She had to drive me all around to get my car back because there was a whole situation getting it from the impound, this, that, the other. By the end of that, she drives home as I get in my car at the impound. I make a stop at the grocery store. Yeah, you're going to need to like that. I stopped at the grocery store, got what I needed to come home and make the most baller mac and cheese I have ever made in my life. From scratch with the fucking, different cheeses. And
were you even able to see? Were your eyes not swollen shut?
Not swollen shut, no, because as bad as it was more of a glancing blow everywhere, but like this little knot on my head and the bridge of the nose. The rest of it was basically road rash. And which, I mean, not great.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like Harvey Dent for a second. But, yeah, so I made her, I can cook. Yeah. I can cook my ass off. I can cook, like, I went face first, put her through all that, and she's like, I can't believe I'm going to marry you in a month and a half. This better be healed. I'm like, it'll be fine.
Cook and be funny.
Be funny, throw decent dick every couple weeks.
All right. Man, I'm very happy for you. When I first came out here, you were the third episode of my podcast,
something like that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was. I know it was early on, but it was a couple of years now.
But when I lived in Pilsen, there was no camera. Fucking nobody knew me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I remember
putting it on YouTube with a blank screen.
I think it was like this shitty gold AC or something
like that.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was the me of podcasting.
But I mean, when I first moved here, you were one of the people that fucking popped out to me, and to this day, you're still a legend of Chicago comedy.
Well, I'm no longer trying to sling dick in the scene, but it's good to know I'm still memorable.
Yeah, man. And speaking of memories, one of the things that I've never stopped thinking about. We drove together to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Milwaukee.
Was it Milwaukee or Matt? No, it was Milwaukee.
It was Milwaukee because it was what I should know her name.
Wait, Sasha?
Yes.
No, that's Madison. Wait, did she? Joe, she put us on something in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Most of her stuff is Madison, I think.
Yes, and then we hung out at her apartment.
No, that was definitely Madison. She lives in Madison.
It is Madison.
It was Madison.
Because,
yeah.
Comedy on State was nearby. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. I don't remember what the show. Where were we?
It was at. That was the one with James Fisher Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That big.
The big fucking space. Yeah. No, I can't remember what the place is called, but it was pretty dope.
Yes. On the way up there, you did two things. You inundated me with Tool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna hear Tool in my car if I'm driving. Fucking, you're counting out 7, 8 and shit.
Those are the rules.
Yeah.
And you also. Okay, I'm about to give you a compliment.
In this car, we spiral out.
I'm gonna give you a compliment that I promise you've never heard.
Give it a shot.
All right. I like being around you because I like listening to you talk, and I find you soothing.
Whoa.
I know. I know. And it doesn't make sense. Like, I know on paper I should not find anything you say or do soothing.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting there just listening to you just spew out information, whatever your thoughts are.
I wouldn't call it information.
Words? Syllables. There's
thoughts.
Some syllables.
We'll go with thoughts.
There was a lot of thoughts. You always have thoughts on things. I love just sitting and listening to certain types of people talk, and you're one of those people.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, which is perfect for this podcast.
Yeah, right?
And you said something that fucking stuck with me. You talked about how you want to lose the audience.
I don't know about want, but like, yeah.
Yeah, we were driving up, and I can't remember how this.
It's fun to lose them and get them back.
Yeah. There's this, and I could see it as soon as we talked about it, and I watched you, and I was like, "Yep, he is." That
I
is
love a longer set. Yeah. Because that's, and maybe if I were a better comic, this wouldn't be the case. But I play with that the best. Like because in my regular life, the only time I really say anything funny is when I'm confronted with someone that is somehow working against me, or somehow like I have to move one way or the other. I can't just coast. You know what I mean?
You need like conflict.
Yeah, I need something to bounce off of.
Okay.
Like I need a wall.
Okay.
And so like there will be times where, you know, I do, despite popular myth, I do have sets that just go well. And they're great.
Do you
and
get bored?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. If I'm killing for 8 minutes, I'm like, dude, I gotta. Like, that's the thing that sucks, is that a lot of times, like, the longer sets I'll get, especially around Chicago, maybe like 10, right? And something about just my circadian rhythm or something, fucking, like, it's right around 8 minutes of doing well, which I don't always do. Sometimes I get my wall a little earlier. But if things are just going well, 8 minutes is around the time I'm like, all right, I need to, like, shift gears to then bump it up. But that's like, that itself is like a 4 minute to a 3 to 5 minute chunk of time for me to have fun with the come down and then bring it back up. Problem is, I got 2 minutes left and I'm bored, and I don't have time to bring it back up. But so now I have to just fucking try to slap my limp joke dick. Just like, no, just stay hard for 2 more minutes. All right, we're not getting a breather. So I love an 8 minute set, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Now, 8 or 15. Quit giving me these 10s.
When you first started, did you have that?
Oh, I just would frequently, not by design, lose the crowd in a couple minutes.
So it just happened naturally. So the adrenaline was just gonna.
Yeah, the adrenaline. I got better at it. It took a while and a lot of practice, but yeah, no, okay. There was a point at which I had. This is probably back in like 2019, like around the time I came back from living in Austin for a year.
Wait, when the fuck did that happen?
2018 into 2019.
Did I not know that?
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, but it's not. I mean, it was like a year. It was a year, and it was a lot of fun. I shout out to the Austin scene then.
Okay, fair enough.
Before Kill Tony killed comedy.
Go ahead. Speak your feelings, Bob. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this because you did this in the first episode too.
Here's the thing. Is that, yeah, but now I'm talking about somebody who's completely out of my weight class, who I've never met before, and I still don't feel bad-mouthing him because he fucking sucks. Yeah, if I could, Kill Tony is a show designed to humiliate open mic comedians to prop up the ego of comedy's very own King Joffrey. Tony Hinchcliffe.
That's a mean hint.
Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm not saying he can't write a joke. I'm not saying he can't tell a joke.
Okay.
I'm sure he's reasonably talented, and I'm sure very serviceable as a comic. I wouldn't even say I'm a better comic than him, bar none. I would not say that.
Yeah.
I would say, man, fuck everything. Like the influx of wannabe Section 8 ass Tony Hinchcliffes in the times I've been back to Austin has really bummed me out.
Before you keep going, for some context for the layman, can you describe what Kill Tony is?
Kill Tony is an open mic with Tony Hinchcliffe and assorted friends of his. It's a well-produced thing. Mm-hmm. It's a show. And there's like a question and answer. It's more or less like a truncated Tonight Show for edgelords.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah,
okay.
and to the extent that it's raised the profile of different comics, great. It'd be nice to
get 1 minute, right?
They get 1 minute and then a Q&A. And although it's given shine to some comics, but man, they sure can't tag them in an Instagram post, which is weird. Wouldn't cost you anything, Tony. So tell whoever runs your fucking Instagram.
I'm clipping all of this, and I'm tagging.
As if Tony's watching this. Tony Hinchcliffe. Welcome to White Club Shay Shay. What's happening? I'm out here trying to make you the Shannon Sharp of the video podcast.
I'm waiting for that one comic to say some shit that pops, and then it'll be my moment.
Yeah.
So you
trying to Cat Williams out here. But no, the Austin scene though was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it out there,
Yeah.
and I still know people out there. Shout out all of you get it. But yeah, I've noticed that about that scene. What was I going to before I started shitting on a guy I'll never meet?
Oh Jesus. Okay, so there's Austin, which I didn't.
Oh yeah, no. So 2019.
Yeah.
What was it that happened in 2019? Oh, so around then, I had several people who would come up to me and be like, "All right, look, Bob." After it probably had set it trigger warning or something.
Yeah.
The OG one that you missed out on, and boy howdy, whoo! That would have been. That was a moment in time. So it was like Fight Club mixed with the ending of Carrie, the movie.
Just a lot of blood, it sounds like.
Yeah, basically. Okay. I saw like 4 people straight up quit comedy in the middle of their sets. Like we never saw them again at Mike's and shit.
Jesus.
It was wild. So, but yeah, around then people would come up to me more often than I would have thought. They're like, Bob, look, you're not the best comic in Chicago. I'm like, yeah, I know that. It's like, but you might be the best at bombing. Like when everything's gone to shit, when the room is trash, there's just nothing. And there was a stretch there where I was known for either going up to nothing or going up to not much, making it nothing, and then having fun with it.
Yeah.
And to the where like people like, I imagine people were just would have walked out of there and was like, hey, how was the show? It's like, dude, it was awesome. This guy bombed his dick off. Like where like I got laughs, but you would not call it killing.
Yeah.
It was so, which is not a great thing to base your entire. That's not a good that's not supposed to be your bread and butter.
Yeah.
It would be so. In years since, I've gotten better at actually working a good room.
Yeah.
But from time to time, that skill set comes in handy.
Yeah. There's something about like you can tell a good I can tell a good comic from how they're bombing, not how they're having a good set.
Not even why they're bombing, but how they're doing it.
Like you've seen people who will coast off of energy and they'll have a good set, or maybe they just got the right mixture of people that understand what they're talking about and they'll get a good set. But when you see someone bomb and do it in such a way that is confident and comfortable.
Yeah, like you look at it, it's like that guy's heart isn't beating any harder than when he got on stage. Mm-hmm. That I enjoy watching that for the most part, but definitely enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And so I would have a reputation for what I called suicide bombing a room. When it was like, man, fuck all these people. I've seen like 2 comics go up that are fucking great. You gave them nothing.
Yeah.
And it was on some bullshit. Like you guys didn't either. It's like a free show, so they're just there to be there because they're like, oh, well, I'm not invested in this. I can talk to my friend. It's like going out to a bar. There's just, instead of a bad white stepdad blues band playing, it's a guy talking about his dick. Like, and so we're going to talk over here. Certainly we're not ruining this for anybody else. So from there, I'm just like, oh, so this is pretend. If this is pretend, what do you get? If you're having a dream, like you know about lucid dreaming?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suppose you're lucid dreaming and you think to yourself, well, this is a dream, but it would be rude if I started flying.
Okay.
A shit room where people are chatty and nothing, you're talking to the back of people's heads. I mean, none of this matters, apparently. So, like, what if nothing mattered? And I have a microphone in my hand. What would I say to a room that didn't give a fuck about me? Or what I'm trying to do at all? What would I say to that?
I assume something about pedophilia.
I get there, but I don't. No, I work it in.
Oh, okay. We're gotta lube up the room.
What you do is you bait them with something, and then get them on your side about just any little thing, and somehow tie that to pedophilia.
Okay, because what I've realized
then
is
you can point at their face, be like, "Ha ha! You're kind of into pedophilia. Fuck you! You're not that good. You didn't pay to get in here. Suck my dick."
I've come to realize the people that watch this podcast, which are not many, I range from about 60 to 100.
60 to 100.
Yeah,
That's what pays the rent here.
That's what's. I'm killing it.
60 to $100 a month.
But it seems to be open mic comics.
Yeah.
What I've seen is the open micers are seeing the comics that have been here a while.
Oh shit! Then this might actually be a record setter for you. You have me on. I'm
Yeah.
a big get for open micers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they love you. I'm sure. Okay, so if you were to teach open micers how to bomb, is that how you would do it?
Oh, trust me, the open micers that watch this have plenty of practice. Okay, I'm looking through this camera at a collective 12,000 Instagram follows. That's what I'm looking at right now. Who's watching this? 12,000 Instagram follows split amongst 30 to 50 people.
Bob, I have a question for you. Robert,
Yes.
when did you give up?
When I started doing stand-up.
When you
Yeah.
there wasn't that okay.
I quit music and went to an open mic.
That's right. I forgot you were in a band.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, as soon as that fucking hit the rocks, I'm like, I'm playing on house money. I always thought I'd like kill myself if music didn't work out. Then it did. I'm like, well, I mean, I'd kill myself, but let's drag other people along for the ride for a bunch of time. I'm gonna go pay $5 to go up at the Ha Ha Cafe in North Hollywood. Really, I could have saved some face by just killing myself instead of paying to go up at an open mic. Fuck you, Los Angeles. If you are a Los Angeles comic open micer who's used to doing that and doesn't know any better, now you know better. Fuck that. Tell them no, but you will be happy to do it for free. And then buy a beer.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, that's what I could have done because I always bought at least 2 beers at these open mics and I was broke.
Yeah.
But I would always get like 2 beers. Yeah. And so I should have the first day been like, look, I'm going to buy 2 beers. That's like $12 here. But I'm not going to pay to go up. I'll leave and not pay $12 for 2 beers. Or so you lose 12. How about we'll call it even at 7. I don't know.
This is the art of the deal type shit.
Yeah, I'd be literally lowest rung you can do it. Like if Donald Trump had stuck to comedy, he'd be huge.
I think
he's the funniest president we've ever had, and that's why funny people shouldn't be president.
I really wish Donald Trump was just a comedian. That would have been.
Yeah. No, which is why I don't feel great for Ukraine.
What's his name? Zelensky?
Zelensky, yeah.
They have a comedian.
I mean, he's European, so at least he's not a funny comedian, but still. Who's the last Ukrainian that made you laugh? Tell me.
I can't. I've been to Ukrainian village. They usually give me weird looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I guess they're a little alt.
Yeah. It's just different humor. I just don't get it. I'm not smart enough.
Something about eating potatoes for dessert really dries the sense of humor.
Hold on, let me do. All right, so I'm saying give up. Okay, last night? It was Monday. What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Last night, a newcomer showed up and was just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, big gleaming eyes, so excited, and was talking about how
looking like a waifu or something.
Just a real character.
Sure.
And was talking about how he's got 3 sets. He did 3 sets. He's ready. He's gonna hit the road.
Oh, dude.
He's gonna make some money with his 3 sets.
He might.
This is possible. This is not.
I mean,
that's a man who has not given up. That's a man who has not given up.
Oh shit! They're picking him up before they give up. How many? I don't know. How many TikTok followers does he have? Is it a he?
It's a he.
It'll take him a couple years.
Yeah.
Wait, was it a white he?
It was not.
Got a chance.
Okay. He's rolling the dice on there.
And we'll probably end up funny, but long after they're making money off of it.
He came in truly not understanding what this is.
That's probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah.
To get somewhere in this whole nonsense. I would. I have a number of friends who are fantastic comics who've been doing it long as I have and longer.
You want to shout them out, or you want to leave them? You only talk shit and say the names of people you don't like.
No, I'm not saying the names for their benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They don't want to be associated
They're
with
like, look, we're known enough for good stuff, and we're going to keep running with that.
Okay.
So, no, if I were them, I wouldn't want me shouting out their name.
That's fair.
They're not looking for my... They're above me, so they don't need my
Can you write it down
my co-write.
for me, so I'm curious?
You know the ones. Everybody knows the ones in Chicago. And they're fantastic. We've got fantastic comics here.
We really do.
But I would bet on that dude who had their third set to get whatever constitutes making it anymore. What, 1 million followers, anything on television, I guess. Writing a
Mr. Beast video would be.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mr. Beast is bigger than any of us because I still don't know what he does. He's like Make-A-Wish for people who aren't going to die. I don't fucking know. Make-A-Wish for anybody that cups his balls a little bit. It's like, yeah, I follow you. So, yeah, I that kid probably has more social media savvy just because there's no real world for them to worry about anymore. So in that case, yeah, I know a bunch of people that'll like headline. They'll headline a week. I would bet that they'll headline a weekend before I do, or with any regularity.
This person I brought up.
Yes.
Okay.
That person, if they stick with whatever passes for comedy to them, has a better chance of also being some kind of viral dipshit, which is what gets paid and what makes a career in comedy now. By and large. So yeah, I would ask, honestly, if I met that person last night, I would ask them for advice. So I've been doing this 13 years and I'm about to lose it. It's like, you ever think about doing a dance? I should.
The comics that I think you're thinking of are the ones that are in my head.
Yeah.
There's one I still want.
CYSK crowd, that whole, yeah, folks like that.
Now, these are people that are skilled. They have
Phenomenal.
the technique. They're funny.
They got a point of view, perspective.
Unique and all
Well,
that stuff.
yeah, polished.
Been doing
phenomenal.
it tenure. They have all of that.
Yes.
What is going on? Why not pop? What happens?
I hate the one to ask, dude. I don't fucking know. I feel like I'm using an abacus half the time.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Fucking, I mean, I have ideas, but they all just sound bitter. And it's just like needlessly bitter. Just like fucking, you know what? I'm gonna make Dua Lipa's popular. Tool's better. Like. Nobody cares. Yeah. Like I'm as far from a tastemaker as you could be. I'm a 41-year-old.
Well, I have you on the podcast. This is going to be the one.
Yeah,
this is going to be the Shaman Sharp moment, man.
Fucking stoned, half drunk, straight white guy in a studio apartment bitching. There's, you can ask me a lot of things about comedy that I'm knowledgeable about, and making it. You know who's knowledgeable about making it. Because nobody gets knowledgeable about it. Is like, all right, I'm just gonna not do that though.
Yeah,
yeah. If you can get me for this podcast,
do you think you'd be happy? I think you'd be miserable if you made it. If you got famous.
I mean, I wouldn't be any more miserable. It would just shift around.
It'd be a different.
I'd be annoyed by different shit, and frankly, I would hate comedy more because if I was successful at comedy, that means my life outside of comedy would all of a sudden be very comfy. And then every time I'm forced to, okay, Bob, we got to go you got to go do comedy now to get more money because you're successful. We got you booked every night for the next fucking 18 months. I'll be like, but nice. But nice is over here. Now things are nice. I want to be in nice. No, you have nice, but it's over there. Get on a bus, get on a plane, fucking, we got to drive you to your Capital One commercial. Like, I would not want to be Kevin Hart. It would make, and I'm sure Kevin Hart fucking loves being Kevin Hart, and fucking good on him. I couldn't, if you fucking, I'd make a lot of money and then something weird would happen. Because it's like me doing well for 8 minutes. No, this can't just be. Yeah. That's not
who you are.
Well, it's not what do you call it? Sustainable. Like a constant upward trajectory is not sustainable. Like The Rock. I think we're about to watch The Rock finally crest.
Why do you say that?
Because I saw a billboard for an energy drink with a bunch of Polynesian-looking symbols on it, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson holding the can, and the tagline for the, I think it's like Zoa energy drink or something.
Yeah.
And it says Big Dwayne Energy. That has to be where it ends, right?
This is the moment.
This has to be when The Rock is over. Please tell. I don't want him to like fucking crash down to where like he's fucking penniless and everything's gone bad. Just when this doesn't, when people kind of, are kind of over it.
Yeah.
Where he's plugging that every time, and now he's fucking pouring his fucking mid tequila into his shitty energy drink and trying to fucking, it's a new cocktail called Get Your Rocks Off. Like. This has to be when The Rock stops. The Rock has to stop.
The only way he could achieve more is if he plummeted and then rose like the Phoenix.
Nobody, the Phoenix. No. I will not have this be put forth like some kind of redemption story for the fucking Rock. Look, he failed at semi-pro football. That is as low as I ever want to see him go. Okay?
You don't want to see him a heroin addict skinny?
No.
Dwayne skinny would
he
be.
seems like a good dude.
He does seem like a very nice guy.
Seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
Fucking eat your 12 cheeseburgers on a Monday or whatever the fuck you do. Like, keep the thick neck. Knock yourself out. Although, dude, what is he, 50-something?
He's pretty old.
You're not healthy if you're that jacked at 50-something.
It's
People are like, he must be healthy. He's like, no. Hey, my grandfather was healthy in his 90s because he didn't look jacked. He was just like kind of slender, limber, could move around, doing all the shit, fucking had a strong-ass handshake, and looked every bit of 92 years old. All right? He was walking. He was like, oh, man, my grandfather was a fucking hero. That guy was amazing. When my grandmother was ailing, he was flipping a king-size mattress regularly because, when your spouse isn't doing so well with aging, fluids come out. He was flipping that shit. He did not one day send her to a home or have any live-in help, nothing like that. And they had the money for it. Yeah. He was doing it by himself. That because he was healthy. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, when he's 90 years old, ain't going to be flipping king-size. This doesn't end at 90, okay? That jacked, that's fucking putting miles on your heart. That's a lot of muscle to be pumping blood to.
This whole speech has been so soothing. Can you just... I'm going to play this back so I go to sleep at night. This is going to be great. I don't know how to explain it.
It's like shithead ASMR.
I don't know what it is. I just like sitting and listening to you get... You don't... And I know internally you're not upset about The Rock.
No.
But I just like to see you...
He's just always there. Hang on. Viewers. This is your ASMR segment. You've been lied to your whole life. All of America is built on a lie and a graveyard. Nothing is okay. That's why we can just make jokes about pedophilia. Because you know what? You know what Palestine would really like? What Gaza would really like? Is if Israeli missiles came in and just fucked their kids. Instead of blowing them to bits. And in every war zone you've ever been in. They wish those rockets and mortars would just come in and poon their kids out once. This is ASMR. Are we nice? Are we feeling relaxed?
This was your 8-minute moment? And you just had to take it.
I am 100% doing that bit at the mic I'm going to after this.
I believe it. I have two more questions. First one is, because you said that Kevin Hart is not something you would ever aspire to be. No. Good for Kevin Hart. What comedian has the perfect career?
Doug Stanhope.
I had a feeling.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, but if you could elaborate. I knew, but
he's not rich, but he doesn't worry about money.
Mm-hmm.
He got his bag and has his way of getting his bag, and he lives a little further off the grid than I would like to. He lives down in like Bisbee, Arizona, just like a couple miles off the border, and it is a fucking shit-fuck little like weirdo desert town. Mm-hmm. And but he has like a compound, barely has to pay barely anything in taxes out in the sticks, and has his group of friends and has what he does, and fucking just will get plastered and then just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
has what I gather to be a good relationship with Bingo. Obviously, I mean, it's not what everybody envisions for themselves, but just the level of fame and the not being beholden really to the industry by any means.
Freedom.
And freedom. He's doing great. You know, he can go out on tour and make, you know, tens of thousands in a year, 100,000, whatever. And has his audience where he can he hasn't had to go up at a comedy club in the hopes that the booker will like him in 20 years, 25 years, something like that. Oh, and the thing is, he's, you know, of course he got famous around the same time Joe Rogan did, and they did the Man Show together, and Rogan has, you know, his type A shit. I don't want to be Joe Rogan either.
Yeah.
But they took sort of a similar position, and Rogan ran one way with it, and stand-up has been on his podcast. They're like still friends, and he's just like, I wouldn't want to. It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Like, So if there was a comics career I would want to emulate on any level, definitely that.
That makes perfect sense.
Like Doug Stanhope, who gets to live in Chicago.
Right.
That's basically it.
I knew that, and I knew that, but I'm a good interviewer.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
You know, you're speaking for an audience, not just for yourself.
Yes. You know, I'm gonna say something positive about myself, Bob.
What's that?
I think I've actually gotten pretty good at interviewing through the podcast.
I would hope. I mean, you've had some practice.
Yeah, I'm tired. You saw that fucking photo album.
All the other comics, most of the other local comics I know that have tried to do something like this, man, they sure still like their mic time. So yeah, you're somebody who can actually be pliable and be like, no, stand up is when I do all the talking, and interview. Like, for example, I'm a horrible interviewer. I think I've tried it a couple times. I'm just a bad host.
Because you talk too much?
I talk too much. I've got too much cool shit to say. I got too much shit I'm really looking forward to hearing myself say.
Honestly, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed the camera's on you.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing makes me happier than when
Nothing makes me happier.
Yeah, this is a perfect relationship. No, I love it when comics...
Imagine being this ugly and wanting a camera on you. I have problems.
I hate you. I love it when comics come up and talk. There have been times where I'm like, I got to drag something out of you. And that's...
If you're one of those comics and he's had to drag anything out of you, quit. Just quit. The scene does not need more comics. It needs more audience members who appreciate comedy. You've done comedy for a minute, whoever this person is that he's talking about. You've done comedy for a minute. You can appreciate it. Stop there. Just stop there.
You ready for your last question?
Lay it on me.
All right. So you got to look into the camera, and pretend this is you 5 years from now. And you get to say whatever.
Run!
You can say whatever you want to yourself 5 years from now. What do you say?
Hey, don't worry about that molesting Nazi youth bit not working. It's funny. You know it's funny. I agree with you. And I'm from the future. So don't worry about that. In fact, don't worry about being accepted or booked. I mean, try to, but like don't feel as hard about it as I know you do about not getting booked, not getting on, the industry, whatever you like. Because just stick with it, because in about a year you're going to be funny at an open mic, and it's going to end up getting you married to a chick way too hot for you, too much money for you, and she's funnier than you. So you might still backdoor your way into the industry. Once she gets big, you can be her feature. Just be more chill about stuff. Don't start as many of the feuds as you're going to, because none of this really matters. But the second you get your meat hooks into that girl, quit comedy. Stop doing comedy. Once the girl you're marrying, the girl I'm marrying, you get it. The best is the best credit we're ever going to have in comedy that we can chalk up to comedy. We're not going to get rich off of comedy, but we're going to get comfortable off of comedy because we're marrying somebody who's way too good for us. In 5 years, when I'm on this podcast again, when we're in the nice studio, can I do a 5 minute?
Yeah. We'll keep.
Okay, so this is me 5 years from now talking to me now.
Yeah.
That bitch took everything.
Let's take this picture.
I can't believe that bitch took everything.
You're about to hit your 8 minutes.